Hi friends, welcome to Harmony Hills Home and Garden. I'm Jenny and we live and garden in Baltimore, Maryland, Zone 7. Today I got the itch. I had to get out and go to another garden center. I know they're not stocked up for spring yet, and I know that I probably won't have anything that I could buy to grow at home unless I want more houseplants. But, just walking through a garden center really does a person good. So I figure, why not, right? So I thought I'd come to Valley View Farms up in Timonium, Maryland, north of Baltimore, and see how things are looking after the holiday season and see what kind of early spring plants they may have in their greenhouse and just, start dreaming for things. So come with me, let's take a walk through Valley View Farms. Valley View is a locally owned nursery and garden center in Timonium, Maryland, and they have outdoor lots where they keep trees and shrubs. They have an indoor garden center where they have lots of supplies, containers. Normally they have garden furniture, seeds, some gifts, pottery and things like that. And then in the other sections of the property, they have a wild bird center and a pond and fish house, things like that. And they do have a greenhouse inside for tropicals and houseplants. So let's go see what they have to offer today. They do have a lot of trees here, mostly fruit trees it looks like. Apples, Asian pears, and there's probably other kinds up that way. I don't think I'm in the market for any pear trees though. All right, let's head inside. They do have a little bit of wild bird food and feeders and bird houses right here at the front, but most of their bird stuff's in their birdhouse. Last time I was here, this whole store was empty because they were still putting things away from their big Christmas display. Over here in this front left section, they have every kind of fertilizer or soil amendment or garden additive that you could possibly think of. All sorts of things, lots of brands of things, lots of choices here. They have every kind of tone that's created, plus a lot of the other Espoma products. They also have a big wall full of pest and insect control things and additives and just all sorts of stuff. If you're looking for something in particular, I bet Valley View would have it. Or if not the precise brand you need, they'd probably have at least one brand worth of whatever it is you're looking for. There's one whole aisle dedicated to watering systems. So there's hoses, there's handheld sprayers, there are sprinklers, lots of different sizes and styles, and there is a small section of drip irrigation supplies as well. And I think you can ask them to order you materials if you don't see exactly what you need here. It seems to me that their tools and shovels area is a little bit less of a selection than it was last year, but I could be wrong about that. They do have a nice selection of handheld pruners and trimmers and clippers and loppers and stuff like that. And oh, look what I found. Anybody need a crab doormat? They have a lot to choose from. Of course, crabs are famous in Maryland for being one of our local delicacies. Lots of doormats on offer here of decorative types, painted types, rubber ones, the different coconut car types, all sorts of doormats. I was surprised at their large selection. And then they have a very nice selection of stakes. These are the decorative ones, a little bit kitschy for me, but lots of tomato stakes, different types of plant stakes, different types of plant supports, everything from these wrought iron decorative ones all the way to just plain old wooden stakes and everything in between. So they do have a lot to choose from here for keeping your plants nice and tall. They also had a handful of trellises, from the really curly Q ones to the more traditional looking ones to some more modern and contemporary styled. And now we're moving into the little kids section, and garden flags and things like that. The kids section caught my eye for sure. Cute, cute, cute little garden gloves and little tools for the little helpers in your life. I might just have to pick up some of these to have when my grandkids come around. If garden flags are something you enjoy, there is a wide selection here. And a lot of different types of hangers. And, oh my gosh, 3 entire walls full of different types of garden gloves and the clogs made out of rubber, the Sloggers brand, and just, personal wear for protection for your hands and your skin. Lots of choices here. What do you think? Should I get this hat? I have a thing for garden hats. Okay, the pottery at this store is extensive and beautiful, and they sort them by color or color family. And so there's lots of terracotta or glazed ceramics, glazed terracotta. There are some plastics, but the terracotta ones are just so gorgeous. And they have them sorted by color, so you can kind of go to the section that best suits your own decor style. Lots of sizes, lots of shapes, and the prices are... I guess they're normal. It's a little spendy for me. I have a hard time pulling the trigger on some of these expensive pots, but they are gorgeous and they are a nice investment too. Plastic and then different shapes, and then down toward this end a little bit more of the utilitarian type of things. I don't think they're fully stocked up for spring yet. There's still some empty shelves here. I'm usually very impressed with their pot selection though, and today also lots of pretty things. These are Mexican pottery here, and this shelf is my favorite. It's all the tones of white and the different textures of white. It's just a really, really nice place to go for houseplants or garden plants. And they also have these orchid pots and African violet pots too. So lots of choice here. I'm not exactly sure, but it looks like they may be setting up a display for the Maryland Home and Garden Show, which is coming up the first 2 weekends of March. I overheard one of the people who work there talking to a customer, and apparently they got a huge shipment of new plants just the morning before I got here. And so the whole greenhouse is chock full of racks and racks and racks of new plants that need to be priced and put onto display. So it was crowded to walk around, but it was just so beautiful. The air was filled with just this feeling of fresh, clean life from all these foliage plants, and so many things to look at. Such a great selection of house plants, succulents, terrarium plants. They have large things, small things, everything in between. It's just really lovely to walk around in this greenhouse right now. I was happy to see some hellebores here blooming. I had gotten some hellebores here 2 years ago, and so take a look at these. They were so pretty. They are called Cheryl's Shine. These are the pink ones here. And then there was a collection of white ones also up above, and those are Molly's White. Very pretty. I didn't take any home today though. Maybe another time. On some of these other racks, they had some pretty things down here. These pretty white flowers, saxifraga, scenic white saxifraga, also known as rock foil. They had this Angelina, which is a sedum similar to lemon coral sedum. It's just not the proven winners variety, but it's like a cousin. These are some Iceland poppies. They were orange. So many beautiful plants here. This is their tray of, their table of succulents. These Hoya heart leaves are left over from Valentine's Day, I believe. That's why they have so many of them. But there are just so many things to look at here. It would take forever. In fact, I was here for 2 hours on this trip, looking at pretty much every single plant in the greenhouse and every product on the shelf. But I think I'm just going to start walking slowly down these aisles and give you a taste of the kinds of plants that you can get here. I also stepped outside to see if they had any cool season annuals, and they do. They had some pansies and violas and just a few types of other things. Here's some stock in large pots, and then a couple of tables full of early spring color. I was drawn to these tete-a-tete daffodils, so I picked up one little 4-inch pot. I didn't get the ones that are already fully in bloom because I want to enjoy the bloom myself. So I got the pot that has 1 or 2 flowers already blooming and then a couple in bud. Trying to decide, should I put them with some primrose? Should I get some of these florist hydrangeas or Gerbera daisies or peace lilies or cyclamen or some of these tropical looking things? Or, oh, look at these ranunculus. Maybe I should put them with my tete-a-tetes. So many choices. Lots of pretty things here. There were so many beautiful colors of flowers at this end of the greenhouse. It was just such a mood lifter to be in this room and to take in all these colors. Let's just walk along here and appreciate all of these flowers that are in these greenhouses ready to come home with us and cheer us up on our kitchen windowsills or on our coffee tables or wherever you want to put some fresh, colorful flowers. I've never grown a streptocarpus, and so I'm going to give this one a try. This is the Lady Slippers brand, or the series, I guess, and Strawberry Ice color. And it's just a really, really pretty pink. I think it'll look really cheery with these tete-a-tete daffodils. Now, I need to find some greenery. And this oxalis is going to do the trick. Now that we've got those chosen, let's go get some fertilizer. I got to looking at the azalea tone and the holly tone, and wouldn't you know it, these labels are exactly, precisely the same, down to every last letter. But look at the prices. Holly tone $7.99, azalea tone $9.99. What's up with that? And by the way, let's look at berry tone. Same thing. It's exactly the same ingredient list. There's absolutely nothing different between these 3 products. But the holly tone is $2 cheaper than the other 2. So when you're buying your stuff, make sure you're checking your labels and don't be taken for $2 more than you need to. I went outside on their lot to look and see what sort of shrubs and trees they had left over from last year. And it happened that they had a lot of low-growing junipers, and I am in the market for some low-growing junipers. I have a bias kind of against them because I think they often look a little scraggly and they capture dead leaves too much, and you always have to be cleaning them out. But I'm wondering if maybe I can get over that and add some to my landscape. I think it would add a little bit of color and dimension that I don't currently have. So I was happy to look at those here, and also whatever they also had on the lot was really kind of interesting to see. They had a lot of standard form hydrangeas and some smaller accent trees like weeping cherries or some other flowering trees. It was just really nice to take a few minutes to walk around and look at the tags and get to know the plants just a little bit better, just confirming in my mind what I already knew about them and learning some new information as well. So what did I get? Let's take a look. I got some more seed starting mix, and I don't like to have to pay high prices for this stuff. So in addition to this, I picked up a package of coconut coir, and this is compressed and it'll expand to be 2.5 cubic feet, it says. And I'm going to mix this with a new bag of perlite that I got. And this perlite doesn't have any fertilizer in it, so I like this better than the one that I had earlier. So I'm going to mix coconut coir with perlite and vermiculite and make my own seed starting mix. But because I'm not sure that's going to work, that's why I went ahead and got the Jiffy as well. I got the first of what will be many bags of Biotone starter fertilizer. And then some plants. You know what? Let me take the plants inside. They are not really loving this cold air, so I'll take the plants inside and show you what I got. Okay, you guys, I don't have my microphone on, so I hope that the fan and the refrigerator and maybe the heater won't be too noisy for you. But I wanted to share with you the plants that I got. This is called Streptocarpus. It's Lady Slippers. Strawberry Ice is the color name. And it's just so pretty. Oh my gosh. It says on the tag that it wants part shade to shade. It grows 6 to 10 inches tall, 10 to 12 inches wide. Keep it well watered, and every 2 weeks fertilize it with a mild liquid fertilizer. A charming display of colorful dainty blades. No, clean the dirt off. Colorful dainty blooms. Wonderful for borders, beds, window boxes, and containers. So this can go outside. I imagine it's an annual. I will be looking this up online to see if it's an annual or perennial in my zone. I'm not sure. It's probably a woodland plant, but I'm going to keep it as an indoor plant for the spring. I also picked up one little 4-inch pot of tete-a-tete daffodils, and it's got 2 that are currently blooming. It's got a bud there, and more buds still growing. They did have some that were in full tall bloom, but I thought I would like to enjoy the blooms myself rather than missing out on some of the blooms that the ones there already had given. So these will last longer in my house, although I'm going to have to wait for them just a little bit. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different bulbs in here, so that'll be nice. And then when those are done, I'll plant them outside in the garden. I have a lot of other tete-a-tete daffodils out there too, so that'll be a nice addition to that collection. And then finally, I got some oxalis. This is, well, it doesn't have a tag, so I don't know if it has a specific variety name or not, but it has white flowers on it, and it's a little bit droopier than it was when I brought it home, so I think it got cold. So I'm going to get this into a warmer environment and make it feel a little bit happier. But I thought that these 3 plants together make a nice little spring display. And I had bought these baskets. I'm using them for storing other things right now. But I had bought these baskets and I thought, wouldn't that be cute in there? Yeah. Or I might pot them up into like a window box style thing. This oxalis has at least 4 clumps of it in there, so I can separate those if I want to rearrange them into a container. And then there's 5 bulbs of the tete-a-tete, so I could separate those as well instead of leaving them all in a clump. So that is the plants that I bought, but guess what else I got? Everybody needs more seeds, guys. Or what did I get? Yarrow. I don't have any yarrow seeds at all in my stash back here. These are great perennials. They are wonderful for pollinators, and they are native to Maryland. So these are going to be a wonderful addition to my native garden out in the backyard behind our fence. And these are summer pastels mix. So I don't know if they're going to bloom for me this year, but certainly nothing is certain. But if I can get these plants to grow, then next year I'll have blooms on them, if not this year. It says 120 days to maturity, so maybe I'll get blooms by the end of the summer, maybe not. All right. Also, remember, I'm trying to do wild native flowers and shrubs behind the fence from here forward. So in support of that idea, I got 3 different milkweeds. One is the common milkweed. Let's see, this one is the pink one, and it is Asclepias syriaca. It looks like it's pink with white markings on the flower. I got Asclepias tuberosa, butterfly flower. This is, I think, the orange one with a little bit of yellow tones. I do have some of this in the front yard already, but I'm going to put this in the backyard. And then I got red swamp milkweed, which is another type of Asclepias. I can't remember exactly. It doesn't say on here, strangely. So I thought it would be really nice to have 2 different colors of pink, red, and 3 different colors of pink, red, and orange, all blooming at the same time or close to the same time in the same clump in the back of our garden. So 3 types of milkweed. What else? Because there's more. You know there's more. All right. Cup and saucer vine, also known as cathedral bells. These are purple with white stamens and green vining branches. And so I have never grown these before. I'm hoping to put them on the arbor in the backyard on the same side where I have the Nellie Moser clematis growing right now. I think I'll be able to fit some of these on there as well. I picked up some straw flower. Now this is not my normal color scheme. I usually don't go for the oranges, the maroons, and reds or yellows, but I've never grown straw flower, and I thought it might be fun to put some of these out in the back behind the fence as well. These should be super easy to grow, and they're nice for dried flowers. So that's something new for me. And I picked up one more kind of larkspur. These are the imperial giant larkspur. And so they look to be a mix of different pink and purple and white tones. So that's not all I bought. I got some more plant markers and a hand weeder. Now this is by DeWitt Tools. It's called the Cape Cod Weeder. And it's about 1 foot long. It's got a nice ergonomic wooden handle. And it's got a sharp blade here. You don't want to be going hacking at anybody with this. It's a really sharp point right here and a sharp blade along here. The idea is you're out in your flower bed and you have weeds. You can pull at them like this underneath the soil, and it will cut those roots of those weeds, and then you can just leave them in place to decompose. So I'm hoping that this will be a nice addition to my tool collection. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So that is what I got at Valley View Farms today. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this trip. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and I hope that you have a garden center near you that you can go and walk through and lift your spirits and get some inspiration and maybe pick up a few of your supplies for the coming garden season. If not, well, you know what? We can all dream, and there's a whole internet full of ideas and things we can be dreaming about. So I wish you well. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in another video real soon, friends. Take care. Bye.